Hey guys, I'm back. Just finished recording one video and I wanted to continue. Um, by the way, how's this look? Is that alright? Is that alright? You want me to film from down here? You want me to film from way down here? Let me know how the camera angle goes. I'm just filming on my phone. That's all I got. Alright. Nice and comfy. So, this video I wanted to be about how trauma and stress is stored in the body. Now, a lot of research is going into this right now, has been for several years, because it directly pertains to a lot of autoimmune disorders. Usually there are triggers with autoimmune disorders, just like with mine. It was a virus. But scientists are trying to figure out, it's really our first look at how stress accumulates in the body and is stored in the body. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through sort of my history with autoimmune disorders, my history with stress, and what I've done to regulate the stress. So, I grew up with a lot of stress, period. It was way too much for me to handle at the time, and just like anyone, any child, we find ways to cope, unconscious ways to cope with stress. I went to a private school, private Catholic school. They were super strict. We had to walk in single file lines, guys on one side of the hallway, girls on the other. It stayed that way until I got out of the school and when I was transferring to 7th grade. The school curriculum was hardcore. Way up there. That's why when I transferred from 6th grade to 7th grade, I got the principal's award or something for most likely to succeed, or I don't know. I just aced all of my tests, all of my classes. It was super easy. It was like my easiest year. And there should probably be, well, there is plenty of research going into personality types of teachers. And how they influence the children that they're teaching. Sort of different personality types that power trip, types that get off on emotional abuse, verbal abuse, stuff like that. But I went to that school until 7th grade, and then it got to a point where we just started moving just a shit ton. I think I'm at 13 houses right now across 4 different states, and we're not a military family. So I had plenty of stress there. And a lot of missed opportunities for bonding. In one of my future videos, I'm going to go over a case study that talks about how important it is for human bonding to take place. So, yeah, that was my early life. I was sick constantly, which probably had a big sort of a big factor with the stress. I had 50 billion doctor's visits, and I was eating the wrong food. Imagine that. Lots of sugar. And then as I got later into high school, I got worse and worse at being able to handle stress. When you're too stressed, your mind goes rigid. It becomes less flexible, and you become less relaxed and less malleable, less adaptable to everyday challenges. Just like when you get stressed or angry, this is your response. Tense up. Stay still, because you don't know what's going on. So at the end of high school, I got a virus and I completely collapsed. I woke up one morning and I couldn't tie my shoe. I think I just turned it was when I was about to turn 18. So I was 17. Sports guy, track, working out. And I could barely tie my shoe. So I think 3 of my teachers came to my house and taught me my subjects. And we called it homebound. And then after that, I moved again. And some very significant events happened after I moved, and life became miserable. That was the worst time of my life, right out of high school. And then from then on, I tried pushing myself, just working as much as I could at different jobs, because I would work at a certain job and then I would crash, and then I'd have to wait a year or 2, and then I'd work at a different one and I'd crash, and it kept going. And there were some very funny, interesting stories that came along the way that I'll tell in later videos that I'll never forget. So yeah, let's see, when was it? About 4 years ago, 2016, 2017, I had the worst crash of my life. I was bedbound for about a year. I didn't have anyone. I had to take complete responsibility of everything. I didn't get any sympathy. No one came to me and said, "Hey, what's up? Something's going on. Are you all right?" Because we don't have a very good sense of community in my immediate family, so that was very tough. Um, I still had to get up and cook breakfast, even though I could barely get out of the bed to take a shower. I had to relearn, not relearn, I had to relax my nervous system enough so that I could restart watching movies. Because in the beginning, in my crash, I couldn't even watch movies or play games or anything that anyone that was bedbound would do. So my back was up against a wall and I had to do something. I had experience meditating because I went to some camps. And typically the kind of people that I hung out with at the time, that was their big thing. So I had experience meditating, although it was the silly stuff where you put your fingers like that and you start going, you know, it was silly. It was more egotistical sort of meditating than anything. So I retaught myself how to meditate by listening to a fan, and that's it. I did it the first day. I noticed that my whole system got a fraction of a bit calmer after I did it. But then, 30 minutes, not even 15 minutes after I would do it, my system would get, it'd get crazy again. I couldn't think, it was just a mess. And I just kept following that. It was meditate the next day. Okay, I'm screwed. I'm still feeling horrible. Alright, gotta go through the rest of the day, just laying here. Next day, meditate. And what I noticed after a long time is that I was making progress. Especially after 4 or 5 months, during the first 3 months, I didn't notice too much. But yeah, as it kept going, as I kept doing it, I noticed that my system was calming down and I could actually get some coherent thoughts. Then what started to happen is I got in touch with my emotions, because as you calm your system, your emotions seem to flow a lot better. So I'd lay in my bed, and because I couldn't do anything else, I could sit there, focus on any part of my body that was in pain, and after a while of feeling out the subtleties of what was going on, I realized that if I was in severe pain and I focused on it, there would be a completely random, stressful experience pop into my mind from anywhere in my life, just anywhere. It could be when I was 3, it could be when I was 7, 17, it didn't matter. So I started to feel that out. And there was just a month where I cried every single day. A whole month, nonstop, just sobbing for, 10, 15 minutes every single day for a whole month. I felt a lot clearer after that. But the process still wasn't done, and it's not done today. Sorry, I'm sort of rambling on. So what I'm getting at is that if you take the time to regulate your nervous system, to learn to focus and unfocus, I had to learn how to do both, that you'll start noticing that some of the experiences that you've had that were extremely stressful are stored in your body, which I was amazed at. I mean, just a week ago, I was sitting there in the bed having a particularly rough day because of, chronic fatigue syndrome is severe inflammation and mitochondrial disorder and things like that. And I just kind of sat with my headaches, and boom, 2nd grade, all the feelings of being overwhelmed, stressed to the max because of all of this homework that we had, because of such a strict school I went to. And when I sat there with it, my headaches went away after like 4 or 5 minutes of just breathing. Imagine that. So yeah, I was just gonna sort of talk about that and sort of discuss how trauma and stress they run your life if you don't digest your emotions. And I had to learn how to digest my emotions real time, like right now, in the moment. It's a crazy thing. I found studies on how much free time and how much more of a satisfactory experience that hunter-gatherers had, nomads, the way we used to live. And it's such a crazy difference. It's like the whole world is on cocaine. We keep expanding and expanding and working, producing, inventing, but we never ask ourselves if it's a good idea. And we never ask ourselves why. I think if a lot of people slowed down, life would be a lot easier. But anyway, that's my theory. And it's a little biased because it's solely based on my own life experience. So, just like my political views, completely and solely influenced by my own life experiences. So, there's no right way. So if you're a worker and you like working, you like pumping things out, then keep doing it. Don't let my opinion sway you. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else right now. This video is coming up on 20 minutes, so yeah, I'll be back with some other videos, more life experiences, more scientific articles, not more a scientific article. I haven't read any scientific articles yet. So you guys take care and be safe. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.